I can do it, you can do it too. And sometimes, like even me, I have to step back and I have to edit the shelf and I say, no, too much things, too much is going on here, so too much going on there. So this is the Decor and Lifestyle Center. Hi Decor Stylers, welcome back to another video. In today's video guys, I'm going to be showing you how to style your shelves. Whether there are shelves that you have on the wall or it's a shelving unit. If I can do it, you can do it too. And sometimes, like even me, I have to step back and I have to edit the shelf and I say, no, too much things, too much is going on here, so too much going on there. So I want you to take the tips and use them because it's not that hard. Okay, and so I've included 3 design styles here, and hopefully it will resonate with most of you. Even if your design style is a little bit different, just apply the principles. Okay, you guys? Now I know we get really excited about showcasing our decor pieces, and sometimes it is overdone. Now the first rule here of thumb is that you are going to adopt the principle where less is more. Let us get that right from the beginning. So yeah, we can put everything out on the shelves. If you do that, then everything just looks busy and distracted. We want to create a feel of taste and style that looks visually appealing. In this vignette though, guys, I want to draw your attention a little bit to this picture frame that I bought. And it says think outside of the box. Now, normally you would put a picture into this frame, and I just decided to use it just the same way I bought it. The measurement is on it just the same, but the thought of thinking outside of the box, if you look closely, you will see think outside of and the box is outside of the grouping. Now for this first styling, you guys, you will notice that I went ahead and I mixed some shiny objects with dull objects. I mixed silver and I mixed white, and I mix a little bit of black and white in there. You want to mix things up. Also, ensure that you create space between each grouping. Now what this does is to give each item its own shine. Each item will stand out, each grouping will stand out on its own. All right, so make sure that you have space for the items to breathe. Don't just push everything out. Don't put everything at the same level. Just give the eye a little ebb and flow. And it also works beautifully if you have open shelving. Now this first styling also, guys, I primarily used black and white because I want to show you that you can do comment at least 3 colors, but you can keep them in the same color palette. You can go black, you can go white, you can go silver, you can go tan. Any variation of the color is what creates the interest, right? So everything is not all black. You have different shades of that same neutral color scheme. I also went ahead and added a few pumpkins on the styling just to show you a little bit of fall inspiration, not a lot. A good mix of small, medium and large items also adds visual interest, and it also allows your vignette to feel curated. Let's talk about some unbalanced designs where you have all the same size of your decor on one side of your shelf, so it's gonna feel a little bit lopsided. Or you have all the big items at the top of the shelf, and at the bottom of the shelf you have the small items. That is also going to feel top heavy. Now I'm going to put you on a little bit of game. So when you're doing the styling, if you think in your mind that you're creating a S shape, so the top of the S is big, then it tapers down as it comes to the center, then it expands again as it comes to the bottom. Now if you put that in your mind when you're styling your shelves, you can put 3 items at the top, and then you can come down to the middle where you can put 2, and then you can come down to the bottom here where you can put another 3, or you can put 3 items at the top, 1 in the middle, 3 at the bottom. Now I also like to look around my house for things that aren't decor. Okay, so for these pumpkins that you see here, guys, I actually use my pearl beads to dress them up. And the idea came when I thought about the color, and I said, you know, it would be nice because the beads are shiny. The pumpkins, for the most part, are fabric, so the shiny on top of the textured fabric. You tell me what you think though, because I think that these little pumpkins look so cute. Another way too that you can do your design is to think diagonal, right? So you start at one side and with the same type of principle. So you can put a big item, say to your left side, then you come to the center, you tone that down in terms of, you know, you can tone it down in terms of the color or the size, and then you come to the other side, you can put in another texture. So you just think about it in a diagonal line. I'm going to reiterate again in this styling that it is a really good rule of thumb to think of uneven numbers when you're doing your styling. Now, sometimes you can step out of the box with this, you know, guys. But if you're gonna, then you have to step back and look when you're doing the mix. Now, if you started out by using 2 items, let's say for argument's sake, you're stretched with finding pieces in the house that would, you know, cohesively blend with the styling that you're doing. And you started out for argument's sake with 2 vases. What you ought to do is to use 2 different size of vase. So if it's 2 round objects, use 2 different sizes. You can use 2 different textures as well. You can do tone and tone. And what that means is that you can use tones in the same shade. One can be darker, one can be lighter. You always have to step back and edit your styling. It is okay to edit. So if you start out with a lot of stuff, step back. And even me, I had to do it while I was doing the styling. Step back and I'm like, no, this is too much. No, let me switch this out and try something else. That is how you do it. And when you feel comfortable with the styling, then that is when you know that you have achieved the desired goal. So for the design ideas, YouTube is always a really great reference, and you can't leave out Pinterest. If you need to look just to see something visually, and then you can know, you don't have to create the exact same thing. Then you can know, use your pieces and use the idea. Okay, so it doesn't have to look exactly the same way. Just find a shape that is similar to the one that you probably see on Pinterest, or similar to what you have seen on YouTube. Or when you look, then you might get the inspiration to go look in your house and say, this piece look like it could work, or that piece look like it could work. That is how it's done. Now, what I also want to point out to you, if you're using coffee table books, you can put the coffee table books to stand up, or you can lay them flat. Okay? Now, depending on what you're doing, sometimes you can even push them up against a vase. You know, so if you have a vase, then you can put 2 coffee table books of different heights to stand up vertically against the vase. I didn't do this in the vignette, but I just wanted to know that this is also a possibility. And of course, guys, you must realize by now that I'm not afraid for going on my cabinet. I'm going on my cabinet, and if I work with a color scheme, I'm find a plate or a tray that can work, your girl will be using that. Okay? We will be using that. I also wanted to do a great mix of different styles. And so I could just go and do one shelf style, the new guy, and just put it up. Guys, I could do that. But I wanted everybody to feel inclusive because we all don't have the same taste. And some of us would like to have maybe a contemporary look. Some of us want to have a farmhouse look in our house. We have different tastes. Some of us are about the glam lifestyle. It don't matter. What I wanted to be able to do is to use the principles irrespective of whatever design style is your preference. And so guys, remember, don't be scared. If you've tried to do it once and it doesn't look like what you see on Pinterest, or it doesn't look like what you see on YouTube, try and try again. All of this comes with practice, and so give yourself grace when you're doing this, you know. But as usual, like I say, I'm always available. If you have questions that you want to ask me, you can hit me up at CBR Decor and Design on Instagram, or I'm now over by TikTok, so you can just send me a little message and I will be sure to respond to you. All right, so until we talk again, walk good and take care.
In the detail, lingered inside. Oh, a holy crime, but that brought me alive. Going around like nonsense, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no outlet.